Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting video. In today's video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to use Nikto to identify some popular vulnerability in web server. So if this is your first time, Nikto is a very popular web server vulnerability scanning tool, and we are going to be learning how to use it to discover some vulnerability. Before we begin, I'll quickly say that this video is for educational and informational purposes only. And if you want to follow along with this video, I highly recommend downloading some vulnerable VM from VulnHub and you can follow along. Alright, let's begin. Alright guys, welcome to the Nikto vulnerability scanning. So before we begin, I'll quickly show you how to install it if you don't already have it installed. So if you want to install it, you can follow along with the commands. So then you hit enter. In this case, I'm going to give it my password. As you can see, Nikto is already the newest version, which is I already have it installed. In this case, the next step is to learn how to use it. So we are going to use the help menu that is built in with Nikto. So to do that, I'll type in the Nikto help. These are some of the options on how to use Nikto. As you can see, we have the check 6, which is to check the IP version 6. We also have some of the Nbyte-Sec, which check for the database and other key files for syntax errors. We have evasion, of course. There are several encoding techniques here. We also have the follow redirect. We have the format. This format is to save file. For example, you can save it with the following format. We have the CSV, JSON, HTML, and the text format. Here we have some of the. This is for the help. Then if you want to scan a host, this is to specify a host you are scanning. It may be an IP address or a URL. Alright, there is a lot, for example, no SSL. Alright, and we also have the capabilities, I think, to save our output, which is very, very important. If you have a scan result you wish to save, you can use the output option to save it. These are some of the options. I highly recommend you spend time using them. Anyway, let's begin with the scan. So what I'll be doing is I have a target that I will be scanning. Alright, now I will be giving in the target. So to do that, I will simply type Nikto, then the host, then the target is 10.0.2.19. As you can see, the scan has started, and the Nikto has identified a lot of vulnerabilities. Of course, this bot is a vulnerable web server that I downloaded from VulnHub. Of course, it is designed to be vulnerable. Anyways, let's walk through some of the Nikto results. Now, as you can see, the server is Apache 2.2. And let's walk through some of the vulnerability that Nikto was able to identify. As you can see, the cookie security created without the HTTP only flag, and the anti-clickjacking and S-frame option header is not present. We also, the S content type header is not set as well. Alright, now it identified a robot.txt directories. The server may leak inode via attacks. Alright, the Perl version 5 appears to be outdated. At least the Perl is outdated, which might have a public exploit that affects it. The PHP 5.3.1 appears to be outdated as well. So as you can see, the box is highly vulnerable. There's a lot of vulnerabilities here. As you can see, there's a lot, and there are some directories, and alright. It also have the Drupal. Alright, this box is really vulnerable. At least the purpose of this video was to showcase how to use Nikto to identify some vulnerabilities. Now the next step is to learn how to save our output, because that, I think, is very important. So to save our output, we are going to be using the following command to save output, to save our scan result, if that makes sense. So to save our scan result, same thing, Nikto will give it the host, which was the previous host. Then to save our output, I'll give it the O option. Then the name would be, let's say, Nikto scan. Then the format, in this case, I want the format to be a text file, so TXT makes sense. Okay, I'll hit enter. Then we'll wait for the scan to complete. The scan is still running, so now that the scan is completed, so what I'll be doing is I'll be cutting the output. So let's say cut Nikto scan. Now we have the same result here. We have the same result as the scan. So this is how to save your scan. It is very important to save your scan result for later purposes. Okay, all right, that is all for today. If you find the video interesting, you can like, share, subscribe. All right, thank you. See you next time.